There it is. Okay. I swear I unchecked that earlier. Anyway, this map is called the static. We both of us picked Jake. This is tier 4. I like battlecopters, so I'm not going to pick Jess. And Jake is just an all-around good CO to pick. So I start off with 2 infantry as normal. And I found a way to finally turn off what my opponent does in the fog. So you'll have exactly what I see and nothing more. Which will make for way more interesting showcases of these games. So I go for my airport first, and my base. Of course, you always go for neutral base. And the replay doesn't show it, but my artillery did destroy the pipe. Same thing with my opponent, the artillery does destroy the pipe. It only updates the next turn. So I choose a capture order in such a way that I try to get my infantry to capture with as little turns as possible, to as little walking turns as possible. So there is the APC build which you can use to start off with an APC on this base or this base and move it up. And similarly, my opponent can do the same for the bottom corner. I personally wouldn't use it. I wouldn't do it because, well, I'm trying to become a more aggressive player so I can stop being so passive and lose out on the center properties right away. So I'm going to, yeah, I got double recons because I want the vision. And so, but I'm going to go heavy on the tanks and battlecopters because I believe early fighting is going to be a very important factor. Actually, we're just going to skip the opponent's turn for now because we can't see anything on their turn anyway. We don't even see what buildings they capture, which is an extra nice touch I like. Nothing much really, just moving my units forward, getting some vision, and continuing the capture game. Some people might even want a transport copter if that's their thing. I personally wouldn't go transports because I want my units out as soon as possible, so I get a battle copter instead. If a tank does hit my recon, my battlecopter will take care of it. So this turn I also believe nothing went in my vision, so I'm just going to skip their turn. And I see an APC here, which means that I should be ahead in the vehicles game if I didn't build my my recons. But recons are still good. You definitely want some vision in the fog. And I built an artillery here. Because my opponent's base is on the right side and my base is on the my third base is on the left side, I would expect my opponent to reinforce this area better and would therefore try to focus here. So I built an artillery to send it right as a defensive position to slow down my opponent. Maybe I could create a defensive line here with an artillery in this wood to protect this city. Just stuff I'm thinking that I could prepare for. At the same time, I would try to focus my efforts on the left side here at the top left corner so that, because my base is on the left side, my third base is on the left side, so I can reinforce this top corner faster than my opponent can reinforce that top corner. So I'm just going to play defensive on this side. Could put an artillery in the woods down here. And I would assume that he's plopping his infantry on the mountain where it can capture this the next turn and grant him vision for now. Ooh, I like the shaded effect of them disappearing into the fog. That's actually kind of nice. I don't know how this happened. How did that tank appear? Oh well. I would not know that there's a tank up there. It just appeared in the replay for whatever reason. So I sent my battlecopter here. I would assume because my opponent built an APC, I wouldn't expect any air defense, at least not yet. And more battlecopters because I like battlecopters. Someone's going to use that against me in a game one day. Infantry moved into that forest up there. I saw that. And there's a recon. So over here, I'm thinking I'm not going to capture these cities anytime soon, but I can perhaps bait that recon into getting shot at with my tank. Like I said earlier, I would not expect any air defense yet, so I thought I might as well kill that free infant. It's free to me, but if my opponent knew what, I would say someone would have to study my playstyle to have a anti-air ready. But it's a free infantry. I sent my recon to try to get into the woods up here, but I got trapped by an infantry, which is fine. I don't expect my opponent to be that aggressive. Well, actually I do. But I thought I could perhaps hide it in the forest. Like just to... Actually, I don't remember what I was thinking. I just know for whatever reason I wanted to put it in the forest. Maybe in case an artillery were to come by or something, and I could spot it. Still, unless my opponent has a tank, this recon is not going to die. And I put my tank over here where it can protect my infantry from his recon. He puts another infantry on the mountain over here, and I thought, it's another free infantry kill. I'll just send my recon into the forest and then my battlecopter to finish off the infantry on the mountain. So if my opponent had been watching the replay, he would not have gotten the recon trapped. You are allowed to use replay in the fog just to see what your opponent does, but it will only show you what's in your vision. He should have seen that my infantry moved into this forest. So I guess, well, there's a tank. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It could have reached the forest if I put my recon in the forest. It could have. So, note to self, don't move the recon in that forest next time I get this map. And an artillery, good thing I spotted that. Okay, nothing much happening on the bottom side, but I see a tank and an artillery at the top, so to be honest, I don't know why he sent this much, because I can reinforce this corner way better than he can, due to my third base being on that side. So I was expecting him to try to attack on the bottom, so I just plan to get an infantry wall with an artillery to protect it. But my tanks overlap, so I feel like I can get that shot on the recon. And I got a lucky shot on it. I got a high roll to kill the recon. And I thought, while I'm at it, I might as well pick off his infantry. And it just so happens to protect my tank as well. Um, I'm not sure if it's guaranteed that a tank and infantry can kill a recon on the plains. But the good thing is, I can just open up a damage calculator. Unfortunately, because I'm not on the browser this time, you can't actually see it. So, but I'll say it out loud. A tank with one comm tower would do 84 to 92, and then the infantry would do 11. So it's not guaranteed. But if I didn't get the kill, I would have a second infantry to kill the recon. I just really wanted to get rid of his vision. But because it turned out lucky, I got an extra kill on the infantry in the city. So similar thing will happen on the bottom right corner. I would just kill the infantry because why not? What can he do to counterattack? He would need to spend a unit to scout the recon and then another unit to attack it, which means unless he has a battle copter ready to attack from the mountain, my artillery will get a shot. And even then, my battle copter is here as well, so... And this is where, for whatever reason, I wanted to go into the woods. I could have done so last turn and trapped him there, but at this point, I really shouldn't have I should not have went in. And I'm still expecting my opponent to have some forces at the bottom because his base is on the right side. I would expect that he was trying to focus there. That's why I built a tank here, because I know an artillery would not be enough to defend against an attack, so just one tank to support it. And more battlecopters, and an anti-air just in case my opponent has a battlecopter. You never know. I could use my battlecopter to fight his battlecopter, but I'd rather use my battlecopter against a tank, so I can get the battlecopter plus tank against tank to finish off a tank. The artillery move in the woods, so I know I have to pull back. Well, I suppose I could go in anyway, but nah, it's better to just pull back. Yeah, seeing that extra tank in the second artillery, now I know his focus is probably on the top side. He did have a tank on the bottom, so I know his top side isn't where all his units are. It's still a little... I still don't know why he focused on the top side. Maybe it was just to try to surprise me because I would expect an attack from the bottom side, but not so much the top because that's where I'm attacking. But my recon survived with 1 HP, and if you learned anything from my Egg Cup round 1 video, it's not dead until it's dead, so it's still going to be useful. So I know a tank is in the forest nearby here. Just getting my battlecopter and my tank in position to attack it if he doesn't move it out. Or if he commits his tank to attack, my forces will... Unfortunately, my battlecopter couldn't overlap with this infantry. But it doesn't matter too much. I got 3 infantry kills with this and only lost 1 at the bottom front, so I'm good. My recon's still alive where his isn't, so I'm also confident up here as well. And just building a defense. I do intend to counterattack, but I don't have to attack right now because I know my base can reinforce faster, so I'm just going to build more units. And I'm also ahead in income, so he has to come to me, otherwise the income will eventually catch up to him. So I'm just going to be a little patient. I don't have to attack, I just stay defending. His tank moved away and his infantry moved in, I can see that. I thought he would at least try to get this infantry kill and then maybe get this one, but I suppose it's fine to be cautious. After all, he did see me retreat here, so he doesn't know exactly where my army is concentrating. And I see an artillery and an anti-air, so I know my battlecopter should not go in. As a general tip, as a general rule, try not to reveal your anti-air too early. I don't think I would have went in because I don't think I could get a lot of. I don't think I could gain a lot here with just one battlecopter anyway. But that anti-air being there just decided for me that I'm not attacking in that direction. And seeing that he has this many units at the top corner, I thought I might as well try to go for that property at the bottom and then create a new line of defense across a horizontal line of defense on that city. And just pull back. I don't have to attack if I don't want to. And I'm not sure if I'm happy with where I place my recon. I wanted to see a little further up there so that I could. Perhaps I should have placed my recon on the port where I can see one tile further up, so I can see what's coming. But because of the woods up there, if a tank tries to roll over it, I wouldn't be able to see it. But not much else I could do with the recon at the moment. And I saw only one anti-air, so if I focus the anti-air with my tanks, my battlecopters would be uncontested, which is why I battlecopter spam. Most people don't build enough anti-air defense, or just air defense in general. And this is where I thought he's overextending, because his infantry did not even catch up to the property yet. His infantry is still busy capturing these properties. He doesn't have to keep attacking. Like, you don't have to attack. You could always just get these properties, then pull back and attack somewhere else. Because if you just keep attacking... Oh, and now I see a battlecopter here, thanks to my 1 HP recon that's still alive. It's not dead until it's dead. So, I see the battlecopter, and I think, okay, I can completely cripple the air defense I see here. That means it's time to attack. So, I also see that he has committed pretty much... I do remember seeing a tank over here, but it's not going to reach the top if he is front shifting. And I would assume the tank is still here defending, so I'm still going to play cautiously at the bottom corner. But I have a tank and a battlecopter here, just in case something happens at the bottom corner. So, get rid of the battlecopter, get rid of the anti-air, and to my knowledge, there is no air defense left. So, I also sit on this property for the defensive bonus, but it also gets a shot in artillery, so that's good. And I just bring another battlecopter in. I now have 3 battlecopters And I don't see any air defense here, so this entire force here is just dead. I go in the mountains to see what's coming. I check this forest to see if there's an artillery. There is no artillery. So I just stay here with a defensive line. And I believe I shift my tank and my battlecopter right to also help. Yeah, just 1 HP recon to be annoying, so that he can't just walk around or something. Um, yeah, I move my battlecopter right to be able to support both the center and the right. And that's game. So I guess the main thing you can take away from this game is you don't have to keep attacking. You can always pull back and just wait. Wait till you get your properties, then shift somewhere else where you can gain properties. Like, he could shift his forces down and start attacking me at the bottom. But I suppose because he was behind on income earlier, he might have wanted to become extra aggressive to try to make up for that income. These tanks that were the tanks that were at the bottom, but he was shifting them up to support his attack. I still don't agree with it. Uh, once you capture these properties, it's a little dangerous to go for the next one. I went for it because I knew that my opponent's focus is up here, but I suppose if his two tanks were down here, he has his anti-air and battlecopter here, he could have potentially punished me for my overextension. So that was a possibility. That was a possibility. That was a risk on my end, but that didn't happen. So I didn't learn any lesson. Got it. Okay.